Time doesn't lie. Every choice we make, no matter how small, sets in motion a series of events that eventually circle back to reveal the truth. You gave your heart to someone who decided to walk away, believing that better awaited her elsewhere. At the moment, it stung, leaving a wound that seemed impossible to heal. But here's the reality. Time has a way of uncovering what was always hidden. And what she thought was better is now revealing itself for what it really is: regret. She left, convinced that the grass was greener on the other side. Perhaps it was the thrill of novelty, the illusion of excitement, or simply the fear of settling that drove her decision. She might have thought she was making the right choice, that her life would improve without you. And for a fleeting moment, it may have seemed true. But reality has a way of stripping illusions away. Every relationship that lacks depth, every connection built on convenience rather than authenticity, eventually collapses under its own weight. When she walked away, she didn't just leave you. She left a lifetime of shared memories, of laughter, late-night talks, and quiet moments that no one else could replicate. She traded the substance of a real bond for the shallow promise of something seemingly more exciting, and the irony of life is cruel yet precise. The very thing she ran toward often contains nothing she truly wanted. She believed she were moving forward, but she was actually stepping backward. Time has a remarkable way of teaching lessons. In the months and years that follow, she will face choices she didn't anticipate. She will encounter situations where the thrill fades, where the charm of novelty no longer fills the gaps that genuine connection once occupied. She will begin to notice the absence of someone who understood her in ways no one else could. The small gestures, the unspoken support, the comfort of familiarity. These are things that cannot be bought, cannot be replicated. Meanwhile, you have continued your life. You healed, you grew, and though the pain was sharp, it became a catalyst. It forced you to reflect, to examine your worth, and to understand that the right person doesn't leave, no matter how tempting the alternatives might seem. Your journey became one of empowerment, one where each day strengthened you, polished your character, and prepared you for the future that was always meant to be yours. And now, inevitably, she starts noticing. She notices that her choices have consequences. The person she left behind is thriving, while she struggles to find fulfillment in what she chased. That illusion of better reveals its hollow core. Experiences that once seemed thrilling feel empty. The excitement fades, leaving behind the realization that true value cannot be faked or replaced. She will begin to question why she left what she had, why she risked something real for a fleeting mirage. Regret is a subtle yet relentless companion. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It creeps into thoughts, intrudes into moments of solitude, and lingers in the quiet corners of the mind. She will remember the nights you stayed up listening to her fears, the times you sacrificed comfort for her happiness, and the moments when your loyalty was unquestionable. These memories won't vanish. They will haunt her choices, quietly reminding her of what she discarded. People often underestimate the power of absence. When someone leaves, they reveal not just what they want, but what they lose. And what she lost was not merely a person. It was the emotional sanctuary you offered, the unwavering presence that can never be recreated. She will eventually meet people who cannot match the depth, who cannot offer the understanding and support she once took for granted. And when those comparisons surface, they will highlight the stark truth: she chose poorly. Every story of loss carries a turning point, a moment when clarity pierces through denial. She will reach her point of realization. Perhaps it begins with a conversation that leaves her empty, a connection that fails to nourish her soul, or a reflection in solitude that echoes the words she once ignored. You were irreplaceable. That moment will sting, not because she lost something replaceable, but because she lost something essential. And nothing in the world can replace what she walked away from. Meanwhile, you will witness life differently. You will recognize that her departure was not a mark of your inadequacy, but a test of resilience. Your growth, your achievements, and the strength you cultivate will silently testify to your worth. While she navigates disappointment and uncertainty, you will continue building a life anchored in authenticity and genuine connection. This is the subtle power of time. It separates those who run from challenges from those who rise beyond them. She may attempt to reclaim what she lost. She may reach out, attempt to rekindle, or even plead with memories that cannot be reassembled. But life has a sense of balance that cannot be rushed. By then, you will have moved past dependency on her validation. You will have learned that true respect for oneself comes from recognizing who values you without question. and she will face the bitter reality that some doors, once closed, do not open again. The human mind tends to glorify the past. She may replay moments, convinced she made a mistake, seeking signs that it could have been different. But regret is not merely about wishing. It is about facing consequences and understanding the gap between expectation and reality. She will see that what she chased offered no substitute for what she abandoned. And each passing day will reinforce the truth. Time reveals all, and illusions cannot withstand its scrutiny. It's easy to imagine that leaving someone for better is a power move, a demonstration of independence. In truth, it is often a gamble, one that underestimates the complexity of human connection. While novelty may excite, it rarely satisfies. Deep bonds require patience, empathy, and dedication, qualities she cannot manufacture overnight. The emptiness she encounters is a testament to the permanence of what she gave up. You, on the other hand, carry lessons that cannot be stolen or diminished. You understand the value of loyalty, the weight of commitment, and the irreplaceable nature of shared history. These are truths that time polishes and magnifies. While she grapples with regret, you harness growth. You embody the principle that true worth is recognized through actions, perseverance, and the strength to rise above betrayal. Eventually, the scales of reality tip. She will encounter moments that force comparison, the warmth of genuine care versus the coldness of shallow pursuit. She will recognize the sacrifices you made, the patience you displayed, and the consistency you offered. And in those moments, the word better will crumble under the weight of clarity. What she once thought superior will appear inadequate, hollow, and incapable of fulfilling the void she thought she could fill elsewhere. This is the inevitable cycle of choices and consequences. People often act out of desire, impulse, or fear, unaware of the long-term effects. Yet the truth remains unshakable. Authenticity and genuine care cannot be replaced by fleeting excitement or surface-level appeal. Time uncovers these truths with surgical precision, leaving only the reality of what was lost and what endures. And so, she faces the reality that she swapped something irreplaceable for something temporary. She sees now that her choice was not a step forward, but a detour into dissatisfaction. Meanwhile, you stand as proof that life continues, that healing leads to empowerment, and that growth emerges from even the deepest wounds. She might wish to reclaim what she discarded, but by then, the timing will no longer favor her. You will have moved beyond dependence on her presence, carrying forward with the lessons learned and the strength gained. Regret has a peculiar weight. It is heavier than any material loss, more enduring than any fleeting pleasure. She will feel it in the quiet moments, in the stark realization that what she abandoned cannot be replicated. And every reflection will remind her of the magnitude of her decision. Meanwhile, your life will quietly flourish, a testament to the resilience of someone who was once undervalued but never diminished. The story unfolds with inevitability. She will confront herself, and in those moments, she will recognize the profound cost of underestimating what was real. She will understand that choosing novelty over substance was a mistake, and the consequences will be unavoidable. Time is relentless, but it is also fair. It balances illusions with clarity, emptiness with fulfillment, and mistakes with lessons. Ultimately, she will learn that the better she sought was a mirage. The regret she faces is not merely about losing someone. It is about losing the depth of connection, the trust, and the unwavering support that cannot be duplicated. And while she wrestles with her choices, you will continue on a path defined by resilience, growth, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing your worth. Life has a way of vindicating patience, loyalty, and authenticity. What she forsook cannot be replaced, and time ensures that the truth becomes undeniable. Every day brings a clearer picture. She swapped you for what seemed better, only to find that nothing truly compares to what she left behind. And you, rising beyond betrayal and loss, embody the reality that value recognized and nurtured is never truly lost. The lesson is simple yet profound. Choices define outcomes. Time reveals truths. Regret is a natural consequence of misjudging what truly matters. She will learn this slowly, with a precision that cannot be avoided. And you will watch quietly, as the universe demonstrates a principle that has always been true. Those who abandon what is real in pursuit of illusion eventually face the weight of their decisions. You are living proof of resilience, of the enduring power of genuine connection, and of the capacity to rise above what was once painful. She is living proof of the consequences of chasing illusions, and as time unfolds, the reality becomes undeniable. She swapped you for better, but it is you who emerge stronger. and it is time that turns her choice into the very thing she regrets most.